All right, welcome back to the Gen Z Speaks podcast. Everything has changed.
About a year and a half later, we are missing one individual you may see.
Yeah, we haven't done it in. I think it's been. How many months has it been since we did the podcast? It's been 14 months.
Yeah, it's been over a year.
It's been over a year.
It's been
We started the journey in 2019 of podcasting.
Yeah. We're 18.
We were. What were we? 18 or 19?
18, bro.
We were 18.
Yeah. It was end of freshman year.
Man, we were 18 years old. What is it? 5 years ago. Almost 6.
Yeah. No. Almost 5 years to the month, right? We started in April.
No, I think it's been 6 years.
6? 2019?
2019 to 2024 now.
Oh.
Time flies.
Yeah. No, bro. It's 5.
6. I'm pretty sure that's
20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 5 years, bro.
5 years? I'm just bad
That's
at
5
math.
years. Quant. What is it?
Come on, it's Russell. Hold on a second. 2019, we were first year of college. Now it's been 3 years since you graduated, 2 years since I graduated.
Yeah.
So yes, 5.
5
It is
years.
5
Yes.
You're right.
Yes.
5 years.
Yes.
My bad.
I'm right.
That's half a decade ago.
Yeah, man.
All right, so we started this what made us want to start a podcast in the first place?
Well, we were doing YouTube.
Yeah.
We had our little YouTube phase, and we're not. It wasn't stupid. Okay, maybe you want to say it's stupid, but it was like an evolution to where we are now, and it was just something we just wanted to get out there, do social media, and see what it was about. And we didn't really have a premise either, which was that was probably the stupid part, because each video was different. It was like prank, and then it was like a, you know what I mean?
The only thing I'm proud of for that, what we did was the people of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
It was a 15-minute mini documentary on like LA.
Right.
Analyzed its food, sports, culture. We talked to a bunch of people. That was fun
Nightlife.
doing it.
Yeah,
Huh?
nightlife.
Yes, nightlife
It
in
was
Los
cool.
Angeles.
It was fun. It took us a month to do it.
No, bro, more. It
It took us a month to record, and then took us another week because Jen was in Thailand.
It took us more than a month to record, man. You forget. It took us like
Really?
3 to 4 months.
No, bro, no way.
Because we did it so spread out. Because we were flying the drone. Remember flying the
Yeah,
drone
yeah.
downtown LA?
Yeah.
That's one
No,
of the core
bro.
memories.
No. You're tripping.
Really?
It took a month because we were out. So we were literally out every single day of that month from not every single day, but a lot of days of that month out until like 2-3 a.m.
2019.
Yeah, trying to get footage and trying to get people, and it ended up being fun. But then we stumbled upon the podcast. I think that was our last thing.
We did 2 episodes.
We
in
did 2
2019.
episodes. Yeah.
One I remember was the meaning of life.
Yeah.
It was the first episode. It was in my apartment. At college.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That was the first episode ever.
Really?
Yeah, that was the first ever.
I thought it was at
episode.
my house. No.
Was that the first one?
I don't know.
It was
No.
either your house. We did 2 episodes.
Yeah, we did 2
It was in
episodes.
person. Did you
Dang.
feel like it was a better experience in person back then?
Way better, bro.
Because back then, virtual didn't exist.
Yeah,
didn't know what
Zoom
a
didn't- wasn't a thing.
podcast
Yeah.
was. Well, that's crazy. Literally 7 months later, the world shut down when we started that. That's wild.
And we had no idea.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, dude, in person was way better, bro. It was so much more fun because we get to shoot the shit, right? Like, that's just the fun part about doing this, too. We shoot the shit beforehand, and then on hand, we're, like, talking like we normally do.
Yeah.
Rather than staring at a computer. That was my biggest thing, right? I think that was my biggest thing when we were doing the pod, like, 14 months ago now. It was, like, we're just looking at a screen and, like, okay, we're talking about, like, really heavy topics, but I'm just looking at a screen at my 2 bum friends, and it's, like...
Bum.
And it's like I want some like interaction. Like I can't see what their body language or anything is, and so I think it was pretty big just to bring it back. Well, okay, so check it out, right? So basically, we started in 2019, and we stopped doing the YouTube thing. We continued on very inconsistently with the podcast, doing it online, and then kind of the Beatles broke 14 months ago.
The 3 the 3 Musketeers. What the problem with the Zoom podcast? We did how many episodes? Like 50.
We did like 50 episodes.
Almost 50
Yeah.
episodes. We interviewed people. It was all through Zoom.
Yeah.
And my biggest thing was sometimes I just wake up and just go to my desk and chair and do the podcast.
Yeah.
It just felt depressing.
It wasn't it, bro. It's like
Yeah.
now we have like sunlight coming out through the window and it's nice and it feels lively again.
Yeah.
That was just like it was like a duty rather than like just a fun experience. A duty? Like a job, bro.
Dude.
Fuck off.
One thing you'll realize about the podcast is this guy invents words that have not been used for decades.
A duty? Literally, look up in the dictionary, bro. It's literally a
never heard
job
anybody
or
use
task.
it.
It's literally a task.
Duty. I've never heard anybody say that.
Quant, have you heard duty?
Duty? Don't call him Quant. That's Russ. No, seriously, have you heard of the word duty ever? Anybody?
Yes, bro. See, you are just
How have I not heard?
hear it differently. No, not duty. It's duty.
like taking a duty.
Yeah.
Taking a duty like a
Duty, you know?
Yeah, bro. He's like taking a shit, like
oh.
duty.
So that's completely different from
It's just two separate words, bro. It's two separate meanings.
man.
All right. Anyway, it felt like a task, I guess, right? When we were doing it online and through the Zoom deal. And you know, we all they graduated college, right? And then we're still doing it, but Jenish is really into his whole Intel thing, and he's doing some other coding projects and some really cool stuff behind the scenes.
He'll be on.
He'll be on. We'll have him as a guest and stuff like that. Hopefully he's back. Hopefully he falls back in love with this whole pod thing.
Yeah, I think he will.
Yeah. And we started doing our own things too, right? I mean, you got really heavy.
Tell us where we are today.
All right, so where we are right now is in my office space in my warehouse. So about actually 6 months ago tomorrow, I got a warehouse and I started this company called Pallet Dudes. It really started back in November 2022. Where I started flipping pallets. I jumped in and I got one pallet of Ninja and Shark products, different stuff, and I doubled my money. I was like, there's something here. So I started buying Home Depot products, like 10 pallets at a time, and my dad's garage got too small, and so he was like, dude, you got to make this into something. And so I was looking for probably 3 or 4 months looking for 3 or 4 months for a warehouse, and I was 20. I started at 21, so I was 22 years old, and I was talking to all these brokers. I used to be a real estate warehouse broker, so I was talking to all these brokers, like, what do I do? How do I get this? And the problem is when you're a 22-year-old kid without any business credit, and you only have like 4 years of personal credit, nobody wants to give you the opportunity. And so I was looking for 3-4 months, visiting all these sites. Some brokers were like, yeah, we'll give you the opportunity, but you have to put down 10 grand, and then you have to also put down your first months of rent. And so it's like, I'm not going to do that. It doesn't make sense. Yeah. And so we're in Pico Rivera, and so I stumbled upon this warehouse where broker was like, dude, let's give you a shot. I'll give you a 1-year lease, very reasonable offer. And so I took the opportunity, ran with it, and now I have like contracts with Home Depot, Amazon, and so I basically sell pallets, and I sell.
What is a pallet?
What is a pallet? A pallet is return, overstock, and shelf pull items from major big box retailers. So I sell these products to people that sell the swap meets, people that sell eBay, people that sell on the yard sales, OfferUp, Marketplace, and I basically start them up with their little business. And you know, they go ahead and do their thing and come back a couple times a week, buy some pallets, and yeah. So now Pallet Dudes. So now we're in the office. We converted the space into a little podcast studio. Obviously, it's a little bland right now. We're gonna get some stuff going right here and make it look, spice it up a little bit.
Yeah. We didn't want to wait till the final finish because then we just keep procrastinating.
Exactly.
So you'll see the evolution of Gen Z Speaks. You'll see the logo and the map. Well, actually,
yeah, we'll see. Don't give too much away, buddy.
Just give everything.
Yeah.
That's pretty much the entire production studio.
A map.
There's a sign, there's a map, and well, that's it.
And 2 bums.
That's bum is a very heavy loaded word.
Bum is very us. We say that word a lot, so it's not like we're not literally calling ourselves bums, homeless. We just like to mess with each other, obviously.
What do you miss about podcasting? Because for me, something that I missed was, even though we were doing it on Zoom every day, not every day, every week.
Yeah.
I think it was therapeutic in a way. Therapeutic, right? Like it was in a way we were venting at times.
Yeah, we got to express ourselves.
We got to hang out every single week, regardless.
Yeah. I think that's what I miss the most, hanging out every week, because like I send them these things on Instagram Reels all the time where it's like,
when he says them, he's referring to Jenish.
Yeah, sorry, Ibrahim and Jenish, right? obviously these guys are my best friends, and it's like the older you get, the less you hang out. And you see these reels all the time. Well, you were 17 yesterday hanging out with your buddies. Now you're 27, and
Yeah.
this future and this and that. And it's like, to me, it's like, yeah, we're all busy, but hanging with your I have siblings, but I don't have any, like, my siblings are way younger, if you guys know my life, and so I don't have like that. I've never had that like friend that's always there with me, right? So when I hang out with them, to me it's like I'm hanging out with my brothers. It's literally like that, right? And so I guess that's just what I miss the most, just like hanging out more often and like doing stuff like that and talking, and it's cool.
The only downside to the virtual thing was even though I saw you guys, it was through a screen, so it didn't really feel.
It's not the same, bro.
It's not the same.
Yeah.
And then sometimes, I don't know if you guys realize, but when we would do the Zoom podcast, like, I'd be on my phone sometimes.
Yeah, it's really easy to get off track.
I was like, all right, I'll just go on my phone.
Exactly, bro. It's so easy to get off track. This guy's probably working. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes I was working while doing the pod. I had no choice, and so. But now it's like
now you have to be. Yeah.
We have to be present. Exactly.
Actually, let me go on my phone real quick.
Yeah, dude. I don't think so.
That's what I think. I think slowly a lot of companies are returning back to the office.
They are.
Like, even hybrid companies are kind of like,
it's gonna happen,
encouraging more and more. I mean, no, I think I think a hybrid work schedule is probably the most convenient. Like 3 days in the office, 2 days remotely.
Yeah.
Like, I think it works, but fully remote. Like, I work fully
crazy.
remotely. My 9 to 5, it's a corporate fully remote job, and it's depressing.
You wish it was hybrid.
Honestly, dude, you know what I had I had a nightmare last night. I swear to you, I'm not kidding. I have so many nightmares.
Okay.
Nightmare, it was a dream.
Okay.
I had a dream that my office moved like 2 miles away from where I live, bro. I'm serious.
A nightmare?
Yeah. I'm actually getting a phone call. 1 second. Speaking of phone calls, that's my grandma. I'll call her later.
Okay. Sorry, Grams.
Nah, I love my grandma. What was I saying about I had a dream.
I love my grandma. Okay. You had your dream.
Look like ignorant, or like I don't want to take my grandma.
Yeah, you're good, bro. Okay, finish up with your dream.
My dream was that where I work, it moved 2 miles away.
Okay.
From where I live, and like it was a hybrid work schedule. I swear, bro. That's like a subconsciously like I'm craving that. I think because I have never met anybody that
you're fearing it.
My current company that I work for, I've never met any of them in person.
Yeah.
It's been like over a year. Like I don't know how they are in real life.
True.
I think fully remote is not like I don't think it's
I think what they need, bro, is hybrid. It does make sense, but like an in and out schedule where you can kind of like choose, like, now's the time, let me go in, knock my stuff out, and then let me go pick my kid, like stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Well, remote. The only advantage of remote is you can hire people from all over the United States.
True.
They don't need to be in one.
All over the world sometimes. Yeah. We had a guest, right, Lath.
Yeah.
And he has Assistantly. Shout out to Assistantly. They have a schedule. I mean, they have employees all around the world, the Philippines and Peru. They have everywhere, and it's pretty good.
I just think if you work remotely, though,
your
company should create opportunities for you to meet in person. Like
that's a different conversation. Yeah.
Like, actually, a fully remote brand of a company can work as long as you're having some in-person meetings.
Right.
Like every 2 months, every 3 months, you fly some people out.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing that can replace that in-person connection.
No.
Like, regardless of how advanced technology gets.
It's different. Yeah.
In-person interaction.
And it's creative too. When you're in person, you're more creative. You're like, maybe you're just in like the office room, but you guys are you're shooting the shit, you're talking to each other, and that's how ideas come about, right? When you're at home looking at a screen, it's like, I want to get off of this screen right now and go, eat some food in my fridge or whatever. Like, your thought isn't to just hang out and try to like create ideas with these people. I think if you're in office, that's kind of like the whole premise, right?
And you also have emotional attachment to the people you work with.
You have no emotional attachment right now. Yeah.
The only small talk you do when you work remotely is like, all right, what's the weather like? Like, what you do last weekend? What did you eat? Okay, and then let's just jump right in. I don't. During the pandemic, it worked fine because that's what we had to do.
Yeah.
Now that we're
let them know, what do you do, bro?
I basically work for this political consulting company.
Yeah.
And we do. If you ever get an email from any like politician like asking you for money, like a lot of the times, like my company, like we work for candidates that do digital fundraising. So there's
Okay.
2 wings of the company.
Okay.
One wing is the digital fundraising, raising money through email and texts,
Right.
and the other wing is like communications. So if you get like press releases,
Okay.
candidates, release press releases.
Yeah.
They want to get on TV. So my company like kind of handles that.
Nice. What
So-
do you do specifically?
Me specifically on the digital fundraising side.
Okay.
So yeah.
So you write those emails and you do okay.
Text messages. Can I just say, like,
Yeah.
where I work, nobody's gonna see this podcast, but what I do for a living is not what I want to do. Like
Okay.
the political fundraising world is very, I would say, toxic.
Toxic.
Toxic in the way, not like in terms of work conditions. It can be
Yeah,
sometimes, but primarily the work you do. Because
Yeah.
the work you do in political fundraising is to hone in on the divisiveness of the country.
Right.
You get one side to get scared of the other side. That is the whole business model.
Right.
You use people's fear of the other side to make money, like to fundraise
Yeah.
off of. And like Republicans do this, Democrats do this. So the entire country is somewhat involved in this, right? Because people
100%.
are donating on both sides.
Yeah.
So
It-
it's not the work.
So how
for
do you
everyone.
invoke emotions on your emails?
So one way is like, like one thing that they encourage is
Yeah.
very sad is like, if you don't pitch in right now, the Republicans will do XXX. It's like there's some truth to it.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
You're exaggerating.
Of course.
And
Right.
and one of the things is most of the people on these email lists
Okay.
are older people, so it's more conducive
Yeah.
to their demographic because they're more. You know what I'm saying?
I totally get it, bro. Yeah.
Because young people are not on these email lists for the most part.
No,
They're
and
not
young people
getting-
know how to unsubscribe or like
Yeah,
like,
a lot of the times
they know what phishing is, right? They know this type of stuff.
Yeah. I mean, we have those options.
Yeah.
Like, every email.
No, of course you
is
have no
yeah,
choice.
You have to give.
But sometimes it's a little
Yeah, but people are
hard to
still donating,
see
though,
and-
right? Like they're
Yeah.
still going out of their way, getting out their credit cards, and still donating.
because a lot of times, bro, this like these political atmospheres, like it's their personality.
Yeah.
Especially when you get older, there's like less to do. You don't have, so you have to like find a
You
new
care more about
personality.
the world as well as you get older.
True.
You care about
Yeah,
politics. And
Maybe
I-
too much.
Huh?
Maybe too much.
Maybe too much because you
But-
might have that spare time.
Yeah.
But I know I shit like on political fundraising.
Yeah,
a lot,
yeah.
But like that is how most politicians raise their money these days.
Yeah.
It's online fundraising.
That's insane, huh?
Yeah, they have. And most people in Congress right now, the most depressing thing is most of their time. Guess what they're doing? They're
Fundraising?
Not digital, like they're people doing that, but they're making phone calls to donors.
And they're out there.
They're
Oh.
going to in-person fundraising events. They're constantly obsessed with the idea of raising for the next cycle.
That's insane.
Because as a member of Congress,
Yeah.
like in Congress in the House of Representatives, you're
Yeah.
running every 2 years, and so you have to constantly think. About the
Okay,
next
how
cycle.
much do these senators, congressmen, how much do they fundraise like for their campaigns?
Millions of dollars. You need millions of dollars.
But like, is there like a in 7 figures, like to over 10 mil, 20 like?
So usually, like a congressional campaign, I
Yeah.
don't know the exact numbers. I
Okay.
might be off, but
Yeah.
it takes about $4 to $5 million.
4 to 5,
$4 to $5 million to run a.
and it's every 2 years, huh?
successful Campaign. It's every 2 years.
So yeah, so
You have to
okay.
fundraise.
Dang, dude.
It's in the 7 figures.
And how about governors? How much for them?
I don't know. I mean, same thing.
Same or more?
Similar. Well, governors, it's different because that's so. For Congress, right?
Yeah.
If you're running for Congress, let's say in California,
Yeah.
it's a swing district, meaning it could go either Democrat or Republican.
Okay.
You can appeal to a federal kind of audience on national scale. Right?
Okay.
Because as a member of Congress, your vote,
Yeah.
you're voting for national legislation.
Right.
So you could get donors from all over the country to donate. So the stakes are higher.
Interesting.
For governor, it's more local. So it's only
Oh,
California
that's
people.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's
So you're kind of like, oh wow. So you're targeting not only Californians in California, you're
Oh,
targeting
yeah.
everywhere.
for
Shit.
for like the congressional email list,
Mhm.
it's people all over the country that are on the list.
That's insane, dude.
yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, which is why they have to raise the stakes. They're like, okay,
Right.
if like the Democrats lose, if the Democrats lose the majority, if the Republicans lose the majority, vice versa.
This is what happens.
This is what happens.
Okay.
Your voting rights will go away. I mean, there's truth to that, right?
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
A lot of the stuff is based in truth, but you're
Right.
exaggerating. You're using people's emotions.
Of course.
But I guess such is the reality.
Okay, so is this a stepping stone for you,
No,
or
it's
what do
not a
you?
stepping stone
Okay,
at all.
what are you
I'm
doing?
to pay the bills. So I
Yeah.
went to college for, I was my major was politics, philosophy, and law. It was one of
Right.
those interdisciplinary majors, and I had a minor in cinematic arts.
Right.
And my whole thing was I was going to be a lawyer, which I still might do. I am
Right.
interested in the law.
Of course.
But politics, like if you have that kind of major,
Yeah.
the only internships you could easily get was like political consulting ones. So that's what I did in
Mm.
college. I just did like a bunch of remote because the pandemic hit
Yeah.
and the election year was around the corner, 2020 election.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just did a bunch of political consulting internships.
Sometimes 3 at once.
No comment. I plead the fifth there. I listen. You
You gotta do what you gotta do, bro.
You gotta do what you gotta
Yeah,
do, and if you're doing the job, fine. I think you could multitask. And
I
no one
agree.
asked, so, yeah. So yeah, it's
But
not
anyway,
a stepping
yeah.
stone. I don't
Okay.
think I'm gonna do this for a long time. I'm literally doing it to pay the bills.
Yeah.
I try my best to be as moral as I can.
Right.
Yeah, it's not a stepping stone.
So how do the cinematic arts come into play?
You want me to just keep
Let's
spilling on?
come on, bros. Let's spiel.
Uh,
This is our day back, man.
It's the day back, I guess. All right, so I went to college at USC. My first semester there,
Yeah.
I took this class called Introduction to Cinema,
Okay.
and it was one of the classes that they recommended. They said it's probably the best GE class
Okay.
at USC. You know, like GE, like
Yeah. General. Yeah.
people understand, yeah. And it sounds corny, but it's one of those moments. Like I walk into the theater, it's 400 people. I've never been in a class with 400 kids. The professor's there. We
That's
sit down.
insane. Uh huh.
Yeah. And what we do is the class structure is you watch a film, we discuss it, analyze it,
Yeah.
and then like 2 or 3 days later there's a smaller discussion section because it's such a big class. you know,
Okay.
like in college.
Yeah.
So you have like a smaller discussion section of 30 to 40 kids.
Okay.
And then
So
you
more normal.
dive
Yeah.
more into the nuances of the film.
Gotcha.
So all we do is watch films, talk about it, and write papers on it.
Okay.
And
Would you do a film a week?
yeah, one film
Wow.
a week
Okay.
we watched. Yeah.
So a paper a week on a film.
No.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay,
it wasn't
okay.
that intense.
I was like, dang, dude.
Yeah.
Okay.
College is it's so easy compared to high school, at least for me.
I agree, bro. I think college was easier than
It
high
was
school.
so easy.
Yeah. There was
we took
less.
a bunch of AP classes.
Yeah, bro. I think there was less pressure too in college. It was like on our own time. It's like do what you gotta do, just get it done.
Yeah.
It was better.
So we didn't do a paper every week.
Okay.
We did like every 4 weeks or something.
Yeah.
But the whole idea was we studied the cinema of past to current. So the first one we watched, and I'll never forget this, Sunset Boulevard.
Okay.
It's not the most engaging movie, but it's about like this actress, this like a has-been type of actress.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. It's a good film.
Okay.
So we watched that. But my whole thing, like growing up, we come from the suburbs of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
You know, like you grew up in Downey, I grew up in
Right.
Cerritos, and where we're from, like people around us are not movie stars or like
Yeah.
in the entertainment industry. Nobody
Yeah.
in my family is in the entertainment industry. I
Right.
think it's the same goes for
Same
you.
thing.
Nobody
Yeah, I
does
know.
this. So going into USC opened my idea that, oh my God, there's actually people out there that make films for a living.
Real quick, can you say that little anecdote when you went back to our high school and you went to Mr. Moreau's class and
Let me get to it.
okay,
Let me get
all right, my
to
bad,
it.
my
Yeah,
bad.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Well, actually, I'll say it.
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
So, like, okay, so I've been acting, filmmaking, and doing stand-up comedy for the last 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So that's where my real passion is. So that's my stepping stone.
Okay.
So, like, I went back to my high school, Gar High School, where I graduated from, like, last year. And my teacher, Mr. Moreau, who taught us English, I took his AP English literature
Yeah.
class. He basically asked me to talk to students about what my journey has been.
Right.
You know, even though I'm not where I want to be, just talk to students about it. And
Yeah.
I asked the students in the suburb of Los Angeles, how many of you want to be actors or be in the entertainment industry? Nobody raised their hands. Zero.
It's insane.
Out of the entire, so I talked to like 150 kids that day, almost.
Right.
Across 5 classes. And one person wanted to be an actress. Like, she talked to me afterwards to get some advice on what she should do.
It's insane.
Yeah, because I think it's important, because that's also one of the reasons why so many people in the entertainment industry are sons or daughters of people who
Of
do it,
course. Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah.
they know it exists.
Yeah, it
Because
exists,
growing
yeah.
up, we didn't, in
And it's
high school,
possible.
we didn't know this. Like, we
We
knew
knew it
movies
exists, but we didn't think it was possible, really, right?
Yeah, we didn't know like we could be doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
We didn't know we could be doing it too
Yeah. Yeah.
and be successful at it or whatever.
Yeah, it's wild, like how one class can
Yeah.
change that. Because for me, Introduction to Cinema was that stepping stone,
Right.
where I was like, okay, so how do you make a film? Okay, so you write a script.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's take a screenwriting class. So USC offers minors to everyone. You don't need to be in the film school. So
Okay.
even though I was in the arts and science college,
Yeah.
it's called Dornsife.
Okay.
After taking Introduction to Cinema, my TA, bro.
Yeah.
Like, I think teachers have a really big impact. Because the way my TA is basically the assistant to a professor in a
Right.
smaller discussion
Teacher
section.
assistant, yeah.
Yeah. And, like, the way he talked about movies, it was like he fantasized the idea of them. You know, like,
I know somebody like that.
me, but it's, like, the way he talked about La La Land, you know,
Yeah.
like, I think that's where my
Oh,
love for La La
God.
Land stems
Yeah,
from.
yeah.
His name was Peter Lambuza, I think, my TA.
Lambuza.
Yeah, very interesting name. He's a great
Nice.
guy.
Yeah.
And even though I got a B in that class, my favorite class I got a B in, it is what it is. You
It
win
is.
some and you lose some. But I didn't care about the grade. I was just there.
I know
for
you're
it.
interested in
Yeah.
the subject, bro. Yeah.
So my love for film started from that class. I
Right.
was a freshman. I took like film class after
Yeah.
film class, and then I started writing scripts. And I was like, hold on a second. So the stuff we write is a
Yeah.
reflection of ourselves in our lives.
I agree.
So I was like, what if I could be one of the characters I'm writing? Like I
Mhm.
was writing stuff that was kind of personal, right? So I was
Yeah.
like, there's nobody else that could do justice to this story other than me because it's my
course.
story.
Right.
So that gave me the motivation to pursue acting.
Mm.
So like 2 years after this film class, in my senior year of college, I
Right.
took this acting class. And again, like it was like a lot of the stuff in life that happens is kind of like a movie, you know?
It is a movie, bro. Our lives are movies.
A movie is a life is a movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I walk into the class. I'm 10 minutes late, right? I'm
Yeah.
10 minutes late, and the professor just butchers me. Like Annie DeSalvo. She's great. She's a great teacher. She's like, "Why are you late?" And no, like
In front of everybody.
one of the problems I have in life is being late. I think you.
Big problem. The biggest problem I've
working on
ever
it.
seen.
I'm working on it. I think I'm getting better. I'm getting slightly better. Would you say I'm getting a little better? A little.
No. No.
I'm trying, man.
Yeah,
All right, so I
yeah.
walk in. In college, though, professors usually don't care. At least at USC, a lot of them didn't care if you were late.
Okay.
I mean, some of them did. I
Most
take that.
Professors don't really
It's a
care.
bigger class.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
a bigger class. They don't really care.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, it's not gonna be an issue. I was like running. I don't know. I was running late, so I walked in. She's like, you're late, and then she made me feel bad. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
For the whole class, and I sit down, and then the first day of class,
Mhm.
you have to do an improv scene. So you basically so the exercise she gave us, I'll never forget this. Like you get a phone
Yeah.
and you're supposed to talk to someone,
Okay.
and like so you just and I've never
improv
been on
it.
stage. You just improv it. So you're supposed to talk to someone and deliver them some sort of news or something. So
Okay.
every kid did their thing, and then my
Yeah.
turn came, and then I didn't know what to do. I was just like, what am I supposed to? I'll never forget this. I did like a call, and I was like to my mom. I was like, yo, Quentin Tarantino just gave me a movie role or something like that. It was something along those lines. I was
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
to my mom, and yeah. So that's where the love for acting started for me. Through that class, Annie DeSalvo, she was very encouraging.
Yeah.
Like, you know those professors that are like, they
That
see
believe in you.
something in you, and they're like, yo, I know you want to be a lawyer, which is fine, but you are also, you have the potential to be good
Yeah.
at this.
Absolutely, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, man. So that's how that journey started, and
Yeah.
I've just been pursuing that since.
So you
Yeah.
did one short film in
Yeah.
what year?
Well, so in that acting class, at the end of it, we had to do a monologue.
Mm-hmm.
So I picked The Wolf of Wall Street to do a monologue.
Right.
That scene where he does a speech.
Yeah, yeah.
And like after doing the monologue, I was like, whoa, cause bro, the process behind that monologue was, like, I listened to Jordan Belfort, like his
Yeah.
speeches and
Yeah,
his
yeah.
conferences, and for the last for a month, I would listen to music from The Wolf of Wall Street. Like I really, seriously, like I wanted to get into the character.
Yeah, I know, bro. I know
tried
your
to practice.
routine.
It was like a really bad.
Real quick,
Yeah.
this guy's routine with anything, he likes to listen to soundtracks nonstop. It's like we're going to LA, and all of a sudden I jump in his car, and it's like the Succession soundtrack. It's like, bro,
That's my morning. soundtrack.
you're not jumping in a private jet, buddy. You're not jumping in a Blackhawk. We're in your Nissan Rogue driving.
I think music
Yeah.
plays a. I think music.
Music is a huge role, bro. It
Yeah.
just
Whenever
you're
I do, it's
you're funny,
motivating,
dude.
bro. If you music can change everything. Like if you feel sad,
Mhm,
you
mhm.
listen to a happy song.
yeah.
It's like it's
Music controls
magic.
emotion, dude.
Music is magic.
Yeah.
Music is magic. So, what was I saying? Yeah. So to get into the role of Jordan Belfort for this monologue I had to do at the end of the class,
Yeah.
I really just listened to everything he was doing. Like Jordan Belfort, not Leo. Like,
No,
I
yeah,
watched
Jordan.
Some of Leo's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then just the process of acting, getting into the character, putting on a different accent,
Yes.
getting wearing a suit that
Yes.
he would wear. I was just like, wow, like if I could do this for a living, be other people,
Be
and
amazing, huh?
grow as a person, acting is depressing at times because you have to fake emotions.
Yeah.
That can affect you. But if you're okay with doing that for the stories that you really want to tell, I think it's worth it.
It is. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
fun, man. That's the biggest thing. Have you ever had more fun than acting?
Acting, yeah, obviously I've had more fun.
No, I'm
I
sorry.
would say
Doing
it's
like a
yeah.
passion or like a
Passion.
role or a task. You
Well, I
know.
would say directing. Like when we directed
True.
Deuces, I think
Yeah, that
really
was fun. So
Directing.
okay. So Ibrahim basically he had a short film. I don't know. Was it 2022? The end of
So
2022.
when I graduated college,
Yeah.
so after my acting class,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, so I need to become an actor. I need to become a film.
Right.
But as an actor, it's very hard to get roles.
Extremely.
Very hard. So I was like, okay, I have a bunch of money saved up for my internships.
Yeah.
And I've never spent that much money in my life ever. Like,
Yeah,
it was
yeah.
5 digits. And I was like, okay, I'm going to put it into a film.
Right.
I wrote, I was inspired by some movies that I watched. I wrote the film.
Right.
And the day after I graduated from USC, we filmed it in like a downtown apartment in
Yes,
Los
sir.
Angeles. It's called Iowa with Him. And then that was the first time where I acted in a film.
Right.
I wrote it, produced it, and I got one of my friends to direct it. And that's where this whole journey started.
That's
man.
where it started.
And then a year later, we directed Deuces.
We wrote we wrote
We wrote
Deuces,
yeah.
which was based on
Well, Deuces is based on everything, I would say. It's not like, it's,
oh no, okay, it's based on obviously it's elongated and there's a lot of other details we added, but we had we have conversations, right, just as buddies, like just on life and relationships and everything, and
yeah.
we kind of thought about it. Well, he wrote something small. It was like a 2-minute thing, right, with a friend, and you recorded it, and it was loosely based on
Oh,
our conversation. You remember
Yeah.
that?
Oh
And
my
I
God.
saw it, and honestly, he just sent me his reel, and I saw this, and I was like, dude, if you're doing this, bro, let's turn it into something real. Like
Yeah.
this is,
That's
you know what I mean? Yeah.
Well, yeah, go ahead.
So then I was like, let's do it. And he's like, are you down? I'm like, fuck yeah, I'm down, bro. So
Make a film,
let's make a film, dude. So we jumped on it. It took us 3 weeks to a month, right, to write it. Took us a
I would
month.
say it took us more than that.
More than a month? How
I think
long? I don't
it's-
remember, to be honest with you.
Well, it took us 2 months, I think.
2 months?
I think so, because we started in November, I remember this, actually.
Okay.
It was the end of November 2022.
Okay. That's when we finished it.
No, that's when it
Started. Oh, okay.
And then we finished like February.
Oh, February.
That's when we reached out.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, he's right. Yeah.
February.
So started end of November, and then we wrote it, and we had revisions to it. Obviously, multiple
It
revisions.
was 20 pages
Yeah.
around.
And so we already knew, like, so we've written like a couple things, right? And we kind of like write ourselves as the actor too. So we already found like who we are gonna be, and we had to find the other actors.
Yeah.
We were running into some producers, director problems, and at the end of the day, we found our actors, Nandy, Marie, great actors.
Yeah.
And we ended up co-directing it as well.
Yeah.
Co-wrote, co-directed, co-acted,
Yeah.
co-produced. Yeah.
Co-financed.
Co-everything. Yeah, financed it.
Yeah. That's the toughest part about filmmaking.
Yeah.
Is the financial aspect.
Yeah, it's definitely a burden,
Yeah.
but if it's fun, why not?
If it's fun and you have the resources.
Yeah,
The best investment in life is
Yeah.
always for yourself.
absolutely.
No amount of other
Yeah.
investment can replace that.
Yeah.
Like
I've always wanted to be an actor.
yeah.
Like since I was a kid, since I was 4 years old, I always wanted to do it, right? And my mom, for whatever reason, she never wanted my mom and dad, not just my mom, they didn't want to put me in it, but my mom specifically didn't want my like ego to go down, or like, you know what I mean?
Impossible to
It's
make that
hard. It's hard when you're a
Not
kid.
impossible, yeah, but it's hard.
And she didn't want me to like get hurt, basically, which I understand. So that's a very momly thing to do, lovely thing to do. But when you did, I was like, dude, this is an opportunity. And I was like, we got to do something. And
Yeah.
so when we jumped into it, it was like the most fun thing I've ever done in my life. Like,
Whoa.
yeah,
really?
bro. I've never enjoyed a job. Okay, so not thing, but sorry, job. Like,
job.
I've never enjoyed a job as much as I've enjoyed that.
But you enjoy palette.
I love palette dudes.
Yeah.
Like that's like my baby.
Yeah.
But I'm also entrepreneurial, and that's like my entrepreneurial side, right? That's my business side. But like we were talking about before,
Yeah.
creative and logic is a very different thing.
Yeah.
Like when you're working in creative space and you're able to figure it out, it's a very different win than when you're doing like a logic game and figure it out. Because with palette dudes, right? Like I had to figure out. There's a lot of like psychology in sales, right? There's a lot of psychology just in business in general. But a lot of things I was able to draw from my business degree in like my previous jobs as like a broker and account manager. So like in business, once you figure out a formula, you can replicate a formula. But creatively, like when you're writing a script, when you're acting, it's very difficult to replicate a note. It's very difficult to replicate like an acting scene, or you know what I'm saying? Like even from day 1 to day 2 of acting, bro. Oh my God, you have to find your tone of voice. You have to find where the character is in that moment, and that's a very difficult thing to do. Like I can replicate a sale, like that's not a problem.
Yeah.
But and it's fun, man. And when you're able to replicate that or write that script, and it's like, dude, I can't believe we did. It's a very different win.
People say,
Yeah.
oh, acting on screen, when you see the finished product,
Yeah.
everything looks easy. Like,
Of course,
oh
it
my
looks easy.
God, it looks like
Yeah.
some roles like, oh my God, I could do this. But when you actually delve into it, it's very hard.
It's very
It takes
intense.
a long time to figure
Yeah.
out. Like Mahershala Ali has this, like he said, it takes 20 years to figure out acting. I think Cillian Murphy said the same thing, like 15 to 20 years to figure out acting. Like 2 decades.
It's insane.
It makes sense because
Yeah, it
it's like
does.
any other craft. Just like it takes a long time to be a doctor.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? To be a lawyer's like only 3 years.
Right.
Actually, law is.
Well, it's different.
Yeah,
But there's a formula to law too. Yeah.
Yeah. To anything in life, man, takes time.
It takes time.
Anything
That's
good
the
takes
point,
time
yeah.
and practice and repetition.
Right.
And your point is important about the creative thing. Because,
Yeah.
like, it's a very different side of your brain that's exercised. And
Yes.
to me, it's fulfilling more when my creative side is fulfilled.
It's
I feel
very
much
fulfilling.
better.
Yeah.
I feel so much. So you wanted to be a kid. So now you want to be a kid.
Yeah, I
You
wanna
wanted to
be.
be a kid forever now.
Yeah.
You wanted to be an actor since you were a kid.
That's what I wanted, dude.
Wow.
Yeah.
Even in like middle school and high school. Like,
Oh yeah, bro. That's what
why
I wanted.
didn't you do theater in high school? You could have done that.
I don't vibe with those types of people.
Yeah.
To be completely honest, I don't vibe with those types of kids, and that's just not me. And so it's like I'm not gonna put
What is this
myself.
trope about theater kids? Yeah, I hear this often. Like a lot. I don't.
Brother, you know what I'm talking. Don't act
Yeah,
like you don't know. You know.
I play
Even at SC, even in comedy, bro, when you're doing your comedy skits, there's a very specific person that are in these things,
Yeah.
and it's like
Nothing
no
against
no
them.
shame. It's just not
Nothing
me.
against them.
Like
Nothing against
I
them.
don't know if they would even vibe with me either. You know what I'm saying?
Theater
So if you know what I mean. So like that's why I didn't really get into it. Just I don't really vibe with those types of people, and I didn't. Another thing, I didn't think it was like possible even, and I just knew like, oh, my dad's in business, and you know I went to like my dad was in corporate America for a long time, and I would go to the office with him, join meetings with him, and I kind of got accustomed to business and to entrepreneurship, and that's like another side of me, and so I love entrepreneur. Like I don't know if I would replace it with acting as of now, right? But that it's just there's two different brain like sides of me, I guess, and that's just one side I was never able to be tapped into.
We're such a big byproduct of our environments.
100%, bro.
We basically
Yeah.
are what we surround ourselves with. Like that's
Yeah.
who we become. Like your dad
Yeah.
was in corporate America.
Yeah.
And he wanted, you to see the business aspect of things, and you
Right.
went to meetings with him, and so
Yeah.
naturally now you're doing entrepreneurship and
Right.
palette dudes because your dad kind of inspired you.
100%.
You know. So I think that's why like when people like complain about Hollywood, it makes sense in a
Mhm.
way, but it's also on the other side is like if
What do you mean the complaint?
they complain about the nepotism side, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
It's like but
Okay.
it has
No, there's validity,
there's
but
valid
let's just
validity.
also I just want to be real. Like if I was maybe a big time director and my son wanted to be an actor,
Would
he's
you
my
help him out?
he's my son.
Yeah.
He's my son. That's my
It's
blood.
always-
To
yeah.
be completely honest, it's like I'm going to favor my son over some rando on this.
Really?
100%, bro.
No, but merit though, because for me,
No, merit's huge.
yeah,
But I'm going to give an opportunity.
opportunity. Yeah, that's what I'm
Yes.
saying.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
If you're in whatever industry your parents are in,
Yeah.
that creates an opportunity.
Yeah, yeah.
At the end of the day, it's up to the audiences to decide. if
No,
they
yeah,
want it.
yeah. And then if the opportunity works out, love it. If it doesn't, then maybe we need to find another route. You know what I mean? But with your kid, with your blood, there's always going to be that love, and there's always going to be that like, what's the word? Yeah, affinity
yeah.
for them. That's the word.
Because you produce them.
Absolutely, and you want them to
They
succeed.
look like you.
Yeah,
you know,
talk a
they
little like
talk
you.
They move like you. We're so narcissists as humans. You know,
We're
are.
beyond
We love to see
narcissistic,
images
dude,
of
yeah.
ourselves.
I think I told you this before. Actors, bro.
Actors, yeah.
You know, whatever you want to say, you're art narcissist or not, but to want to see yourself on a screen and for other people to adore you and have some adoration, there's definitely some like self-love going on there.
Well, I think in a way, for me, in the
Yeah.
beginning, I didn't like to see myself on screen. I know a lot of actors
Yeah, yeah.
struggle with that, seeing yourself.
Seeing
I mean,
themselves.
even if you
No,
wanna
yeah,
start
it's
doing stuff, you don't
difficult,
wanna see yourself.
But okay, you're right. But I want to see myself do well on screen. Right? When I see myself and it's like not up to my
Excessive on screen.
standards. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not to my standards. I don't want anybody else seeing that.
Yeah. Well, for me though, bro, in
Yeah.
the beginning I didn't feel. I was like, whoa. Like I mean.
Did you want to be behind the camera?
No, I didn't want to.
Oh, okay.
I mean, yeah, like yes and no, but
Mhm.
I was just, I didn't. I wasn't like, oh my god, like yes, I want to see more and more me. Because
Yeah,
there's some people
that are like
they're
that.
actually obsessed with the way they look.
Yeah.
They're constantly like, oh my god, like
Yeah.
I've talked to actors before that are like, yeah, like I want to be on billboards. I want to be the guy or the
Right.
girl. And you know, for me, as corny as it sounds, that's not like that's. I think that's a byproduct.
It's a
of the work
byproduct.
you
No,
do.
yeah, that's
you
fair.
shouldn't aspire to
For
be
that.
on billboards.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
you know, get all this fame. Like that should be a
Yeah.
byproduct. You should aspire to do good work, and all that just comes.
True. But there's also a little side of you that says this would be cool.
Of course.
That's my
Of
point.
course,
I'm not
yeah,
saying like the
yeah.
whole everyone's whole like movement is just
Actually,
like
I
in
don't know if it would be
acting.
cool for me because I don't want to. Dude, I'm serious. I'm letting you know. Like.
Yeah, dude.
No, I'm serious.
Okay.
I don't think I would. Yeah. I think honestly,
Uh-huh.
the reason why, no,
Kidding.
this is serious stuff. The
Okay,
only
okay.
reason why I'm doing acting and filmmaking is it sounds corny, but
Uh-huh.
it's to make good stories and to have like an actual impact. Because
Yeah.
so much. Stuff
Would you want to do those stories justice by acting in it,
If I'm not the right person, like, what do you mean?
bro? In Palms, when writing
Yeah,
Palms,
yeah.
okay, that was the biggest thing. I was willing to sacrifice my acting in order to create Palms.
I can too.
You told me you weren't sure for a long time. This was like an argument we had.
I mean, if so, we were writing this TV show
Yeah.
and we're still trying to pitch it, but
Yeah.
we wrote ourselves in the show
Right.
naturally. But so his hypothetical was if we wrote the show.
Would we
the only way we get
sacrifice?
the financing is if we are not in the show.
Yeah.
And I was like, no, because I think still no, because
See, bro, you're switching up right now in 20 seconds. Okay.
Because I was like, bro, we wrote ourselves.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So who
No,
else
but
could do
we
justice
wrote
to that?
great characters.
Yeah.
We
I
wrote
think
great
so.
characters. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. In my opinion, dude,
But we're biased.
we believe in it. No,
Yeah.
honestly, anybody can, if they want to read it. I will argue it to the
This
teeth.
TV
We
show
wrote
I
really
think,
good.
yeah,
It was
it's
quality.
Probably the most. I think anything.
It's very
I've read,
original.
I believe in it the most.
Yeah.
Out of all the stuff.
So
that I've done.
there's no doubt in my mind that we did excellent on it. We got a lot of.
Not excellent. We've
I,
always
in
done
my
good.
opinion, we did for guys that aren't in this industry, have never been in this. You know, we wrote
Yeah.
2 short films. I feel it's really good.
It's good as potential, but
yeah. One sec. And we also like it's not like we just wrote it, right? There's a lot of like strategy that comes behind it, right? We studied like shows that we want to be like, right? We want to be like a White Lotus or like a
Embodied, yeah.
Succession, and we embodied that like that vision, and we even created like a voice of the show that's not even in the show. Do you remember that? We created like
Yeah.
this like tone for the show, which isn't a common practice, I don't think.
I mean, it
But
is for some
it is
reason,
for some. Yeah, you're right. But like my point is, I think we did good in it. And
Your
we're trying to
hypothetical
find-
was,
yeah, what am I even trying to get at? Right
your
now?
hypothetical.
Yeah.
Your hypothetical was, let's say, God willing, we get financing
Right.
for it. The studio is like, all right, we like what you wrote, great stuff. We're
Yeah.
gonna rewrite a lot of it, but we'll give you the money to make it. You're not acting in it though.
Yeah.
You need name brand actors, and I was like, hold on a second. If we wrote characters that
Yeah.
are so personal to
Oh,
us,
that's what I'm trying to get at.
that's what I was.
Yeah.
saying. I think.
So that was what I was trying to get at. So those characters, yeah, maybe they're personal to us, but their quality in and of themselves, they don't need Matt Gutierrez to be playing
No,
Maverick.
You still need, no,
It doesn't. It's not a necessity though. I personally rather see my
You're-
craft on screen than to
That's
not see
your
it at
personal
all.
Preference. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. But I feel like okay, so I always think of Arnold, right? Not Arnold.
no,
what am I saying?
Stallone.
Sorry, Stallone.
Yeah.
I'm confusing the
Arnold.
two biggest rivals in Hollywood.
all-
Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
Right? He wrote Rocky,
Right.
and they were like, "Yeah, like we'll make it, not with you in it." And he was like, "No way."
Right.
And he was struggling so badly.
Yeah, he was
Did
homeless,
He sold his
bro.
dog.
Yes, he was
He
homeless.
sold his wife's jewelry and his
He
dog.
was living
right?
like a train station or
Yeah,
something.
and this-
Metro, yeah.
This big studio. What studio was it? I forget.
I don't know.
So the studio comes up like, okay, somehow he gets connected. Somebody reads the script
Yeah.
and like, we like Rocky, good
Right.
job, but not with you in it. And he's like,
Yeah.
no, we're not making Rocky without me.
Yeah.
But Rocky, Sylvester had so much confidence in himself. He's
Right.
like, only way this gets made is if I'm in it.
yeah.
So I'm like, I don't.
This is also in the 70s.
Yeah,
It's a different
completely
time, bro. It's a
world.
different time.
But
And what did you
confidence-
just tell me the other day?
what?
Things
The
aren't
contraction.
getting made right now.
Yeah, things are. Hollywood is going through one of the biggest
Another thing you told
economic
yeah.
crises in the world. Yeah, what?
Another thing you told me too. It's like Hollywood is sacrificing the young actors and newbies for these Ryan Reynolds, these Rocks, and like because they make money. That's the goal, right? Hollywood is about money too, and so it's not just about the art; it's about the money.
They're not sacrificing, yeah,
You
but
t-
they're
yeah.
But well, so what happens is a lot of times, these bigger budget movies they
Yeah.
go with big actors because obviously they have fan bases,
Right.
And it's a kind of a guarantee.
Hmm.
If you have a movie with Ryan Reynolds,
It's
or
going to make
The
money.
Rock,
Yeah,
not always, but for the most part, you can expect a segment of the population to be like, okay, I'm a Ryan Reynolds fan, as opposed to like Matt Gutierrez or
Yeah.
Ibrahim Ahmed. Like we don't,
Who the
we're not.
fuck are
we're not-
they?
yeah, who are these two dudes sitting out of a warehouse in Pico Rivera, doing a podcast called Gen Z
Yeah.
Speaks? Yeah. So I think they do take risks on younger actors, but again, like you have to
Mhm.
work on your craft. You
yeah,
have to
yeah.
audition, and yeah, I don't know what I would say to the hypothetical. I think I'd still say like I would want to be in it.
Of course, I would love to be in it.
Yeah.
I would fight for it. But at the end of the day, if it's like, dude, we have 3 scripts here. We do not give a shit which one, Palms or these other two.
Yeah.
If that's what the premise is, we're just not gonna pick Palms.
Yeah, in that
Yeah.
case, like I don't know.
You know what I mean?
We'll see. Yeah.
And we'll see. I mean, we're still fighting for it. We have the
Yeah.
pilot. Yeah.
The thing that I'm struggling with
Mhm.
as a 23-year-old is I have a lot of interests. I feel like I need to, like
Yeah.
a lot of us. I talk to so many of these. Why am I talking about so many of these? They're the same age as me.
Yeah. Yeah.
A lot of our, our peers and stuff, we all want to do a lot of things. I
Right.
think that's one of the traits
We
of Gen
do.
Z. We are interested in so many
In
things.
first world. Yeah.
And that's a first world problem. Like we have
100%.
so many options.
Yeah.
But that's also like a blessing and a curse. in
It's
a way.
it's beyond. So okay, the way I think about it is like this. I guess my perspective on it has changed a little bit. So my perspective is like I'm kind of all in on Pallet Dudes right now, right?
Yeah.
So I took about 6 to 7 months off. I thought it was a year, but I was doing I was counting the months. I was actually like 6 or 7 months off after my last job, and I started a few things. Right, we started doing Palms and we did Deuces, and then I started this thing that's coming called Fresh and Fit Smoothies, and then I started Pallet Dudes, and we're still doing the podcast, and you know what I'm saying? Like there was just a lot going on, and so everyone's telling like, dude, you got to kind of choose something.
Yeah.
And my perspective is also, I enjoy this. Like I enjoy jumping from A to B and C to D and doing all these things in a day. But the reality is, one is probably like you're not going to have one success story if you're just jumping the entire time, right? And so right now, at least, how I feel about it is majority of my time is going to Pallet Dudes. Like my energy is all in on Pallet Dudes, and then we have and this, I really believe in this podcast. Like I told him, like if there was a dream job, it'd be talking. Like it's amazing.
Podcasting or acting?
Well, right now probably podcasting.
Really?
Yeah, I just
Wow.
believe in this project more. I believe in this project a little bit more than acting, because I just don't know how realistic it is for me. And I think this is a very realistic, feasible like job
We're
for
doing
us.
it right now,
We're
we're
doing it
podcasting,
right.
yeah.
We have a warehouse, and so it makes. Oh, okay. Thanks, Quant. Thanks
What is-
for
what
the
is it?
info.
What is it?
Chill with the hand. It makes an emoji on the video. An emoji? What do you mean?
What emoji? Oh wow, that's insane. So we're
Dude, this
using
is-
OBS.
Yeah.
What is it? A software? It's OBS software, and it auto detects
Movement.
movements. So like if I do a thumbs up, you'll see a thumbs up on screen. Wow.
Me too? Oh,
Wow.
how about like that?
What about a heart? What about a heart emoji? Heart. That's how you know somebody's a hopeless romantic. My go-to
Heart
emoji
emoji?
is a heart emoji.
Oh man. All right. So basically, what I'm trying to get at is, I'm putting energy towards something that I believe in, and probably has the most bang for its buck right now.
Yeah.
Right. And so I'm still working on Fresh and Fit. Still working on Gen Z Speaks. Still.
Stop with the
well, thumbs up. I don't know. Why I'm doing that.
That's how you're talking right now. You're talking with a thumbs up.
Thumbs up. I don't know.
What are you, Donald Trump?
Yes. I'll do A-OK.
Alright,
Does
please
A-OK
stop.
come up? No. All
It's
right.
only the thumbs up.
Okay, anyway,
Easy.
so that's my point. I enjoy this. This to me, like people are like, what are your hobbies? And for a long time it was surfing, I was doing stuff like that. But now, like the last 2 years, I kind of stopped doing outdoorsy stuff, which I probably should get back into. But I jumped into all the things I'm interested in and I want for my future. And that's where I'm at. Like it's just fun for me. It's fun even if it fails. Like if Fresh and Fit like it's cool, man. Like I don't mind. I'm doing cuz I enjoy it. If like writing these scripts fail, like I'm enjoying it. I'm hanging out with my best friend, writing stuff that I've always wanted to do. Why not? Just because it's not going to get funding or this, I don't give a shit. I'm having a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, you should. I think you're right in a lot of ways. A counter argument to that though is the thing is what we have right now as 23-year-olds is the liberty of freedom.
Yeah.
We don't have a wife. We don't have kids.
We don't
have
low responsibilities.
I mean, like, what is? We have a car lease. I pay rent. You pay rent in your warehouse. I pay rent. You know, it's like that's about it.
Yeah.
And like subscriptions. You know.
Yeah.
Like, there aren't little.
There's not much. We go out to eat.
Like, yeah, our father is gonna need to provide. Yeah. So that's the liberty we have. But the thing is, like, with anything, like it's been 5 years since we started the podcasting thing, right?
That's the thing, dude. We don't feel that pressure.
Yeah, but it will eventually.
We need to right now. This is. I already told you, dude.
Yeah.
I'm done, bro. I've committed to this.
Yeah.
Like it took me. Well, it took us like over a month or two to get this studio going. If you guys saw this office before, it was like this navy blue, white. It was dingy. The flooring was crap. It took us a while. I sanded these. I repainted. Like this is what we're doing. Like I didn't commit 2 months to do this for nothing. And this is like my dream. Like this is like it.
Yeah.
This is it.
I understand. Well, let me think about this.
I'm looking at you.
Let me see. Am I really committed now?
The Quant has committed. Quant.
Russell is the person who's helping.
Yeah.
Shout out to
He's
Russell.
our Jamie.
He's help.
He's Jamie to Joe Rogan and Russell to
he's
Matt,
helped put
to
together
Gen Z.
the audio and the video, and it's been really helpful.
Yeah.
1 hour mark.
Okay.
Wow, it did not feel like an hour.
No.
That's crazy. Well, one thing.
Yeah.
As we get towards the end, I do want to say is.
Oh, we don't have to stop.
Yeah, the liberty of time.
Yeah.
I feel like the liberty of time as a 23-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I know you said that you like jumping from A to B, and for a long time I did too.
Yeah.
But now that I'm like nearing the end of my early 20s, how crazy does that sound? By the way? We're nearing the end of our early 20s. In 18 months from now, we're gonna be 25, bro.
Yeah.
We're sorry to put the mood down,
I
but
know, man.
the way I see it, God willing, like I stay healthy and everything in life goes smoothly.
Goes well, yeah.
Like, we have an 18-month window to figure out what we really want to pursue, because I think your late 20s are supposed to be for not settling, but like going really like all into
going hard,
like a couple of handful of things. Like I can't, like for me, like this is a decision I'm gonna have to make is I'm gonna have to quit my corporate job because that's not where my heart is.
Right.
It takes life out of me every single day. Like when you do something that you don't like,
bro,
you have no love for, it's kind of like being entrapped.
It is, bro.
It's like a sentence, bro. Like
that's
for 8 hours a day, you're doing time. You're doing
Yeah.
prison, bro. Like I don't want to sound like we're very privileged to do our job.
Extremely.
It's not like prison.
Yeah.
But it feels like you're trapped.
Another thing too, like honestly, if we have the privilege and like ability to be able to quit and to do something, a lot of people out there don't have that opportunity.
Yes.
And so we should not take advantage of it. We should take advantage of the opportunity to do so, to not sit and wait, to make a move, because so many people out there wish they could do what we're able to do. And so it's like, let's just jump, man.
Yeah.
That's why I took the jump, right? Remember February? That's when we started writing Palms and everything.
Yeah.
Like February last year, I quit my job. I said, whatever. And
we were
took the
both
job.
unemployed for 3 months.
For 3 months, yeah.
It was probably
him 3 months, me 6, yeah.
You were
7.
6, yeah. Well, for me, 3 months. I got paid for a month and a half, but a month and a half.
Okay.
So like, but for 3 months, we were both unemployed writing scripts.
Right.
And honestly, I felt really happy, dude. I don't know about you, but
I felt
happy.
I felt free.
Going to the cafe every day to write about characters.
Yes. I felt free.
Yeah. I talk about this thing a lot. Everybody that knows me has probably heard me say this, but Kevin O'Leary, the guy from Shark Tank, Mr. Wonderful, has this saying. I think he has it or he heard it from somewhere. Regardless, he says, a salary is a drug they give you to get you to forget your dreams.
It is.
And every single day I log on to my job, like I think about that and I'm like, wow. It's so true because I'm being drugged. The moment I log on, the moment I get my paycheck, it's a drug. I
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I like to see the bank account balance.
Of
But at the
course.
same time, what's suffering? My dreams.
Your dreams,
What
yeah.
I really want to pursue.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think it takes an amount of self-belief in yourself
And courage.
and I think it should come from oneself. Like encouragement. I know
No,
a lot of
courage.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
takes
yeah.
courage, 100%.
Yeah.
It takes courage to just go all in
Yeah.
and be like, enough of this drug. Enough is enough. And at a certain point in life, you have to be uncomfortable. Like a
Yeah.
salary is comfort.
It is.
You've been through it.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
You know.
It is. It's
Yeah.
comfortable. It's nice. You gotta do what you want. My biggest thing, like, I don't like. I like having control of my time.
Yeah.
Like that is my biggest deal breaker, at least. Like if I don't have control of my time, somebody's like looking over me. It's like, dude, fuck off. Like that's what broke me. Like I need control over my time. If you don't give me control over my time, it's like I don't want to do anything for you.
And some people are wired differently. Like,
Yeah, some people are
yeah.
cool with it,
Yeah.
and there's nothing wrong in it.
Yeah.
Right? That's just me.
Yeah.
And
Same for me, yeah.
it's also like you gotta weigh the two out, right? Like, yeah, sure, I had stable money, it was nice, it was comfortable, good, take nice, like do stuff like nicely, right? But also, like, if I don't feel comfortable, I had to outweigh the two, and which one outweighed it, right? It was being uncomfortable and trying to figure out how the fuck am I gonna start a business in the next couple months in order to start sustaining myself again.
Yeah.
And so that's like I took the risk, and you, I mean, I've told you. See, my biggest thing with this guy is like my risk, right? My outweigh was I had to take a risk in order to find another way to make money.
Yeah.
Right, yours is to fulfill your dream, and this obstacle, like this acting obstacle, it's not going to produce income soon. It's going to take a while.
Well, so that's the thing. So like I do so I have a commercial agent who gets
Yeah.
commercial auditions. So that's one realistic avenue.
It
of making
is.
money commercials, but obviously it's not. Like it's again
Not-
like
yeah,
as an actor, life
Yeah.
is so uncertain
yeah,
because like you get an audition for this big TV show that you can be the lead on potentially,
right.
and for like a weekend you feel like it's possible, it's right there, you can get it, and then after you do the audition and you don't hear back, you're like,
What is
oh my God,
happening?
like, what happened, and then you hear back,
Right,
or you get a call back. You
right.
do get a call back, right?
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
like, oh my god, I'm still in this. Like I can be at that TV show
Yeah.
as a lead, and then you do the callback and you do a terrible job at it, and then a week later they're like, yeah, they went with someone else, and you're like, oh my god, from 0 to 100.
Crazy.
It's like a crazy ride, bro. It's insane.
Yeah, dude,
Life
that's
as an actor is so hard.
tough.
It's hard, but your point always is you should always have a way to make money.
You don't want to sacrifice your entire future and family. The thing is, bro,
Of course not.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And like my biggest thing is I want us to like all of us, I want us to be all at like an equal comfortable level, so we don't all have to like if we're all comfortable and if there's 3 of us that are comfortable and one
That's
person
life,
isn't,
though, bro. It's
Yeah,
not a
bro.
utopia. My
Of
whole
course,
thing, though, about
man.
the arts.
I don't
is-
want my friend, you get what
No,
I'm saying?
it's
I don't want
fine.
my brother
It's
like
a journey, bro. You can't. It's,
Yeah.
The thing is, yes, we want good stuff for other friends.
Yeah.
We want us to be level fielded, so we're all like we can go take these trips everywhere. And
Yeah,
whatnot.
yeah.
But I think as an artist, though, you have to live uncomfortably. Like, you have to be broke.
You do.
For a certain time.
You
It's just-
do.
There's no other way around.
But
Because right now, bro,
like
my
you
time,
yeah.
like I'm putting in 8 hours into my job.
Yeah.
Almost. Like okay, give or take. 'cause I
Well,
prepare.
buddy, that time is ending right now
Yeah.
because you're in your meeting your mid 20s and,
Yeah,
and
so no,
it's
that's
not
good.
okay
I
after a
need to
certain
make a decision
point.
soon.
Yeah.
100%. I agree with you. But so I need to go all in on like studying cinema, like actually dedicating to the craft of acting. Because right now I haven't been prioritizing it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I do prioritize auditions and stuff.
Yeah.
But like going all in and not having any other source of income, that's
Yeah.
courage. That takes courage.
It
and
does.
I will have to make that decision soon, God willing. So
Yeah,
we'll
God
see.
willing.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I hope you just join Pallet Dudes.
See, you enjoy Pallet Dudes.
Yeah, I
That's,
know.
like, you enjoy it.
I know.
don't
It's
think
not.
would do
I
it
get
for
it.
me.
I
Yeah.
get it, bro. I get
And the
it.
thing
yeah.
is, like in my 20s, one thing
Yeah.
I have decided, and,
Yeah.
like I've been kind of bad at decision making, but one thing I've decided is I just want to do things that I feel fulfilled.
You
at,
fulfill. I agree.
You know,
Yeah.
like some like podcasting does give me fulfillment.
Yeah.
Like after this, I'm
So
gonna
it's
feel
okay.
good because
Yeah.
I'm just like venting right
And
now.
it feels
It's just,
good,
like,
man.
therapy session.
Yeah.
You know? It's free therapy.
Feels
so is
good.
comedy. You know, stand up comedy.
Yeah, bro.
That's
How's your
insane.
stand-up career
Yeah, so
going?
I did stand up. I started doing stand up comedy like a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
I stopped doing it,
Mm-hmm.
and then I started again back in December.
And now you're going hard.
November. Now I'm like fully in.
Yeah.
because with anything, bro, I feel like you need to fall in. Like it sounds
Fall in love with
corny,
it.
but I think with anything in
you romanticize things a lot, and you have to romanticize something in order for you to feel it. I've noticed that about
Yeah.
you, bro. Whether it's girls, whether it's like
Okay, hold on.
job, whether it's a movie, if you don't feel like that romantic energy, that romanticism, oh, dude, it's like, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, whatever.
either I'm all in
That's-
or I'm not. Yeah.
you're-
I think
Trip.
the way I'm wired
Yeah, yeah.
is I have to be really in love with whatever it is that I'm doing. Because like
Yeah,
in
yeah.
comedy, right? Like when I first started doing it, I kind of did it as an acting exercise. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, let me try being on stage. Maybe
Yeah.
I'll film less nervous, and it helps.
Yeah.
It definitely helped for writing and stage presence wise. But I stopped doing it because I wasn't enjoying it. And then when I
Mhm.
started back again, like I actually fell in love with
Right.
doing comedy, like the arc of a joke. You know how you set up a premise,
Yeah, yeah.
how you set up a story, and then
And
you
a
have a
punch.
punchline.
Right.
And just like even crowd work, like I'm trying to
Yeah, yeah.
hone in that craft and get better at it. It gives me fulfillment.
And you enjoy it.
After a good
so there's
joke.
nothing wrong in it, man.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
with anything in life, like I like to be fully in love. It's
Yeah,
either
yeah.
I'm fully in love or I'm not interested at all. But it's very bipolar. It's a very bipolar way of
It is.
thinking.
It's okay. We all figure it out.
Yeah.
You know.
We all have our different ways.
Oh man, I miss Japan.
Yeah. You want to talk about Japan?
Wait, let's talk about. We've done a few trips since the last pod.
Oh my God! So last podcast was in January of 2023.
Yeah.
So we
So what do we do?
a lot. We went to
Yeah.
Toronto, Quebec, Montreal.
Montreal, yeah.
I
then-
mean, you traveled quite a bit.
Yeah. Done
I
other
went-
things.
I mean, me and Jenish went to Dallas.
I went to
Austin.
yeah. Then we went to
You
Japan.
went to Seattle.
Yeah, I went to. Oh, yeah, I went to. I did like a. No, that was. It was December 2022.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was a
What did you
road
do
trip.
last year? Where did you go?
I did a road trip Chicago, Lovo, Louisville, and then Cincinnati.
What were you doing there? Louisville.
Louisville, yeah.
For what?
Dude,
To meet Jack Harlow?
yeah, bro. No, man. The flight was $70, and then to rent a car was like $200 for the week.
Wow.
And so me and Alexis, my girlfriend, we were just like, let's go. It's $70. Like, what? There's nothing to lose. So we just flew to Louisville, had some grub, drove up to Chicago, enjoyed Chicago, and then went to Cincinnati and Kentucky, and yeah, saw Abraham Lincoln's house.
Abraham Lincoln's
First house,
It's
yeah.
in Louisville.
It's in not in Louisville. It's in Kentucky.
It's in Kentucky.
Yeah.
That's right. He's from. Wow.
And then after that, last summer, what did we do? Oh, we went to Toronto, Quebec, or Montreal, and then Quebec City.
Well, Ottawa too.
Oh yeah, Ottawa. Oh my God, bro.
That's something. I think we should talk about travel in the next one.
Okay,
Traveling.
okay.
'Cause
Well,
it's so much to unpack.
I
Even
know.
with Ottawa, right off the bat.
yeah.
I've
Okay.
been using that as a stand-up bit. by the
Yeah.
way.
Ottawa?
Yeah. What happened? No, that's never happened.
It
to
is
us.
pretty gnarly.
Never happened to us. In
Yeah.
Vegas. We'll talk about it next.
Okay,
podcast.
okay.
Let's just end it there, I guess.
Fine.
On a cliffhanger.
I guess Ottawa is how we're gonna start the
Please
next
stop
one.
doing the Trump voice, man.
I can't stop. I can't. When I'm with you, I can't stop. Honestly,
Have I done the Trump voice? And I think I did it two
I think
times.
a couple times.
A couple
I've done it
times.
quite a few times.
Explain the Trump voice.
Okay,
It's
man.
gonna be a recurring-
Okay, so before we end it here, this guy over here, like
Somebody hearing this has no context.
June or I know that's true. Okay, so June, July last year, this guy starts like doing Trump voice and doing these things, hand movements, little T-Rex arms, and like I was just like whatever. Like this guy's being like
No,
dumb.
okay, wait, that's
This is hold on.
that's not how it started.
That is you just started doing it.
But the okay, yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, you started doing it, and then me and Jen were like, we don't know what this good bum's doing really, and then we kind of go, and then we jump on our Toronto trip, and all of a sudden this guy's nonstop. Jenish starts, and then I'm like a weekend, I'm like, oh, fuck, I have to do it now, and now it's been nonstop. All three of us have been like, well, I guess Jenish and you. I mean, we've stopped a little bit, but Japan, that was nonstop too, bro. It was nonstop Trump voice.
Well, so the Trump voice for let me give you the actual as the originator,
okay,
the
okay,
creator of
whatever,
the Trump
man.
voice,
Say-
the destroyer of the world. Okay, it started. So Vivek Ramaswamy was this candidate
Oh,
for president.
Vivek.
And
Yeah.
I just really like. It's so like stupid the way Trump said it. It's like he was like Vivek Ramaswamy, and I just kept on saying that Vivek.
Okay, yeah, yeah.
And that's how it started because I just
Yeah.
kept on. I just the way he says his name.
I know.
Vivek Ramaswamy.
Yeah, it's funny.
He might pick them as VP. He might.
Maybe.
We'll see.
Yeah, hopefully.
But hopefully, really.
I like Vivek. I like him.
Vivek.
I mean, obviously, you can't like. There's not not
You
everyone's
can't really
perfect,
like a
bro.
politician's
You can't.
policy.
Yeah.
You can't.
Nobody's perfect. I
Except
mean,
for Imran Khan, my guy.
nah.
Former
Well,
Prime Minister.
nobody's perfect, but you have to like
He's not
some
perfect
things
either.
have to outweigh other things. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I don't know. I don't want to talk about
Voice.
politics.
So,
Yeah, the voice.
they-
Yeah.
I was doing the Trump voice saying Vivek Ramaswamy in the Trump accent.
Yeah.
These guys picked it up because I rub off. That's what happens. You become the product of your environment. And they picked up the Trump voice, started copying me, and I got so annoyed. I stopped doing it, and now it's spread on to where Russ is doing it sometimes. You know, I
Yeah.
heard you do it today a couple times.
I was doing it
It's-
with some like
oh
not
my
really my
God.
friends, but like I was with this other group and I was doing it and they started doing it and I was like, what is happening right now?
God, bro. No, bro. This is a virus that's gonna spread. His voice is so easy to do.
It
Anybody
is.
can do a
It
Trump
is.
impression.
It's fun. It's just fun.
The Trump impression is so
Yeah.
easy to do.
Yeah.
People like make it. Oh my God, I can do a Trump. Like
Yeah.
it's very easy to do.
Oh well.
You just put your jaw. It's the most like very
Yes.
All right. Until next time.
Until next time, we'll do our best to not do Trump anymore.
Yeah.
Can't
You try-
promise.
I haven't done it this podcast. Maybe
I
you
can't promise anything. It's very lively for me. Makes me feel alive. Makes me feel strong. Makes me feel more than great.
All right. Well,
All right.
It's gonna. Well. All right.
All right. Calling it. All right, guys.